Alright, so let me show you what I have going into these Kickstart Morning Muffins. I have 1 cup of whole wheat flour, a half a cup of almond flour, and you could use a 1/4 cup of chia seeds or a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed. I like the way the muffins come out with the flaxseed meal, so that's what I'm using. And then I have 1 cup of regular oats. Those are old-fashioned oats. And then I have a half a cup of packed brown sugar. Now this is going to bring up your points by like 2 points. So if you want to, you can switch this out for the brown sugar Swerve substitute, and that will bring it down again. But I didn't have any, so I'm using the brown sugar, and it comes out pretty good with this, so I'm willing to take the points on it. So here I have, let's see, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I have a half a cup of roughly chopped walnuts. So what I do is I measure them out, put them in this bag, and then just run a rolling pin over that. And then I have a half a cup of dried cranberries, and you can get the ones that have less sugar. That might help as well. And so these are my dry ingredients. I will show you the wet ingredients. Next, I'm going to add all of these into a bowl, which I will show you. Alright, so I have that all mixed up over here. I'm going to set it to the side. And these are the wet ingredients that are going to be mixed together. So I have 1 cup of almond milk, or you could use buttermilk. I'm using almond milk. And I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to make it kind of like a buttermilk. I also have 1 whole egg. And then I'm supposed to have 1 banana that's peeled and mashed with a fork. Now, I don't have any fresh bananas, but I put them in the freezer, and I peel them and I put them in the freezer in a Ziploc. So I'm going to defrost this and then smash that. So I'll have my banana, and then I have 1/2 cup of applesauce. This is with no sugar added. And then I have 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup. So I'm not quite sure what you can substitute the maple syrup for. Maybe you could use sugar-free syrup, I'm not sure, but this also will bring it up like the brown sugar because it's a form of sugar. But these muffins are quite nice and sweet, really fluffy and really soft, so these are really worth it. And to have one with maybe some yogurt and maybe a couple of eggs or something is a great way to start the morning. So I'm going to add all this together. Okay, so you're going to notice that this batter for these muffins is going to be a little wetter than most. It's okay, so don't worry about it. It works out just great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to divide that into 12 muffin cups. These are just standard muffin cups. And what I like to do is buy the parchment paper ones because then they just slip right out real easy. But I'm out of those. This is my last one. And then these are regular paper muffin cups. So I'm using these. So since they're not the parchment, I just kind of like gave each one a quick spray so that my muffins will come off of them more easily. Now you want to make sure that you test it and that your toothpick comes out clean. If it doesn't come out clean, you need to put them in for a few more minutes. I am also making here some blueberry compote. I've just taken a couple of pounds of fresh blueberries that started to wilt a bit, and I don't like them like that. I like them firm. And I've added a couple cups of water, and I bring it to a boil. I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of erythritol sweetener. You can add more or less or whatever kind of sweetener you want. I've used monk fruit in the past. I've used other things other than sugar. And then I'm just going to cook this down until it's bubbly and and all the blueberries burst open. So you can see it looks really good now. Now I take about 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and add some water until it's liquid, stir it up really good, and then add it to my compote juice here, and that is going to thicken it up, and it's going to be kind of like a jelly or a jam. I'm thinking that what you could do is add a little bit of chia seeds in here to maybe thicken it. And I'm having it with some peanut butter and jelly French toast this morning. Hey everybody, I am back from a grocery haul. Honey and I and the boys all met at a Vietnamese restaurant to have noodle pho for lunch. And so this is my haul from a couple places here. I was at Walmart and I got a couple of these baby spinach. I got blueberries and strawberries. Now the berries are coming down in price a little bit, so I thought that was really neat. I got some sourdough, San Francisco style, from Sprouts. It smells so good. Also picked up this Ezekiel 4-9 bread at Sprouts. These are 1 point each. I'm not sure about the sourdough. I'll have to check. And I did find, oops, let me show you these Ezekiel 4-9 English muffins as well. And those look really good. Those are here. I did pick up kefir. Now I've been, thinking, I'm not going to because it's got maybe too much sugar, but the plain one only has like 11 carbohydrates, 11 sugars in it, which I'm sure is natural because it comes from the, it's got 0 added sugars, so that's like from the milk itself. But I just hear so much about how good this is for your gut as far as a probiotic. I thought I would maybe add it to some smoothies and maybe a couple times a week and see how that does with me. Now Honey takes this kind of creamer, the super creamer. I got him some of that, and I just switched to half and half. I still haven't had any decaf for a while since I've been sick, and so I add a little bit of this to my tea. I did get some whole wheat flour at Sprouts also because I was getting low, and they had ribs, pork ribs on sale. They were like $6.99 off, so they were only like $2.99 per pound, which was really good. Got some bananas. I've got a big spaghetti squash, pears. I absolutely love pears, and green apples. Green apples a little easier on your blood sugar than the red apples. I've got avocados. Oh, and Sparkly Susan had recommended the Skinny Girl jam, and so I found these at Walmart. I was going to try the raspberry Bellini, and then this one. I couldn't not try this apricot mimosa, so I am going to have fun trying those ones out. So thank you, Susan, for that. And I did get some Faya yogurt. I would rather get the Swedish kind, or not the Swedish kind, Scandinavian kind, but they didn't have it, so I will use this, and I'm going to add this to soups or whatnot to get through the week. I did get some of this Cool Whip. This is reduced fat Cool Whip. It says reduced fat, but I was looking all over for the word light. They've dropped the word light, so it doesn't say light anymore. It says reduced fat. So they've changed the packaging a little bit on that. I got some more inked keto bread. And then I got this kielbasa at Sprouts. This one is sugar-free, and it is, I think it's, no antibiotics, humanely raised, gluten-free, less sodium. It was kind of expensive, but I wanted to make some beans and add that to the beans this week. And then I got this at Walmart. A little bit of ground beef. This is the organic grass-fed, and it's just like 1 pound of that. I got some of the Believe semi-sweet, no sugar added chocolate chips for the baked goods that I make this week, and the kids really love when I put that in their little cookies. And I was getting low on almond flour, so I had to grab that. Now, if you haven't tried this tea, it is my favorite tea of all time. And it is so good. It's orange and spice mixed with black tea, and this one's decaffeinated, so I add a little bit of the half and half to it and a little stevia. It's so good. My favorite. I really highly recommend it. Let me know if you try it, what you think. I did get some Swerve Brown sugar because I needed that for my baked goods. I wanted to try to lower the points in my Kickstart Morning Muffins. I did get some John Soul's Food grilled chicken here, and they have changed their packaging as well. It looks a little different. And then I got some deli ham, which I'm going to roll up with a slice of pickles, and some light cream cheese, which I got right here. And the one that's not light is brie cheese, because once in a while, I mean, to balance this out, it's like some stuff is higher fat, some stuff is lower fat, and I just have to like balance it so that it's not all just no fat and not all just high fat. And I got some bacon, because bacon makes life much more interesting sometimes, and some butter because I was getting low. So that's my haul today. All right, for dessert this evening, I'm having a sugar-free cone and from Enlightened, and like maybe 2 tablespoons of this low-carb ice cream inside the cone. It's pretty good. It's like, I think it's cookie batter. Pretty good.